Hi everybody, Carolyn here. You're listening to the Alchemical Journey. So today I want to share about one of our important foundational practices in the wealth community that I run with my husband Taya, and that practice is called the Renewal of My Word ritual. So the Renewal of My Word ritual is what we use to reaffirm our commitment to practices after we slip up and forget to do them, or just get too tired and don't feel like doing them, or whatever it is. We, instead of beating ourselves up, instead of feeling so terrible, like, oh, I forgot to do this practice, it's too hard to do it all the time anyways, I might as well just give up and eat worms. Instead of doing that, we have this simple practice where we can renew our commitment. So we use this especially in connection with the practice of keeping an alchemical journal as a morning and evening practice. I'm not a perfect person. Sometimes I forget to do it until it's too late at night. Sometimes the mornings get really hectic and I don't write down my dreams and everything. So when I have that discontinuity in my practice, in order to get back on track, I don't have to whip myself with 50 lashes. I don't have to do anything like that. Instead, I just go down to a crossroads with 3 coins in my hand as an offering to Hermes Trismegistus, Hermes being the god of magic, language, money, all these kinds of good things. I drop the 3 coins and I say, Hermes Trismegistus, hear my hail and help me to heal the whole. Accept my offering and help me to work my will. And then I turn around and I don't look backwards. I just turn around and I walk back to my house from the crossroads. And any crossroads will do, any intersection of streets. And yes, sometimes there are neighbors around seeing me stand weirdly for a moment at a crossroads, dropping, 3 pennies onto the ground and then turning around. And I don't care. So anyways, one of the things that I really, really love about this is that, if you get into any personal development work or fitness or magical work, certainly, you'll find that people recommend lots and lots of daily practices, whether it's meditating every day or doing lesser banishing rituals of the pentagram or doing an alchemical journal practice or exercising every day, whatever. There's all sorts of things that need to be done daily to really strengthen our mental, spiritual, emotional, physical muscles and, maintain and grow our power in the world. But it was such an obstacle for me for so long that I would try to have some kind of daily practice and then I would slip up somehow and then I would be like, well, it's all ruined. It's over. This is the end. I give up. And I just would sort of struggle with that. So I would give up and then a few weeks later I would rally and I would be like, okay, here we go. For real this time. It's daily, no matter what. And then I would get another streak going and then, something unexpected would happen or I would just get a little bit lazy and I would drop the practice. And again, I would be in this in and out kind of rut. And it really sort of halted a lot of momentum. And I think it kind of wasted a lot of time because I really thought that I had to, feel bad about slipping up or I had to, I don't know what. It was just this whole thing. But now having a simple, easy reaffirmation and recommitment ritual is really powerful and it helps me be really, really consistent with my practices. So I might not be absolutely daily all the time with all of them, but I have a way of simply reconnecting to my desire and my purpose and my commitment and getting back in the groove, right back in the saddle without any unnecessary self-flagellation. So why do we call it the Renewal of My Word ritual? Well, very simply, with the Alchemical Journal, for example, we commit our word to it. We say, I am going to do an alchemical journal practice morning and evening daily. You know, when you just say that out loud, you have committed your word to it. Anything that you say you're going to do, you have committed your word to it. Now, keeping your word may sound like this sort of old-fashioned John Wayne kind of thing, like, I'm a man of my word, I do what I say I'm going to do, damn it. But it actually is this really deep, powerful piece in magic for all of us, for everyone. And many people don't realize how much they dissipate their power and their energy by committing their word to things that they just don't do. So from a magical point of view, it's better not to say that you're going to do something if you're not really sure that you're going to do it, or at least really sure that you're going to try your best to do it. And if you slip up, you're going to do a recommitment and a reaffirmation and try again. The reason why it's not good from a magical point of view to constantly be saying, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and never doing it, is because when we do that, we're sort of training our unconscious minds, and you could say, you know, the divine itself, the universe, to not take us seriously when we use this amazing power of speech and language that we humans have. Whereas, so you're sort of building this pattern of, I say things and they don't happen. And that's not a good pattern. So whenever we create a pattern, that is like this seed, this sort of density of meaning that then we experience rhymes with and resonances with. So if we have this pattern of not doing what we say we're going to do, it creates this rhyme and this resonance of ineffective, of not serious, of unfocused. And then we see that reflected in different arenas of our lives. On the other hand, if we really, really, really do what we say that we're going to do, and when we fail to do it, we recognize that and we recommit ourselves to what we say we're going to do with a renewal of our word ritual. When we do that, we create this kind of message to the universe that when I say something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And we build that momentum and we build that energy and we build that resonance. And I've learned from my husband, Taya, who's really into Norse magical tradition. He does really intensive rune study as part of the Rune Guild. The Norse considered this part of what's called Hamingja. And Hamingja is sort of like the magical force that you build up in your life. It's very connected to luck. So the Norse idea is that the more somebody does what they say they're going to do, keeps their word, the more they strengthen their hamingja, the more they strengthen their luck. So then if they're in battle, or if they're in a business competition, or if they're, just facing any kind of obstacle, if they've been consistent with their word, then they have strong hamingja, strong luck, and they're much more likely to prevail and overcome in a situation than if there's somebody who's constantly not doing what they say they're going to do. And I think that this, it sounds a bit far out, but if you really think about people in your life who you've known, probably the people who are most committed and most serious and most determined to do what they say they're going to do are also the people who've had the most success in life. Whereas, I think we all have some lovable hippie friends who are perpetually talking about stuff that they're going to do and not actually making it happen because it's harder to go out and do something than it is to just fantasize about it and say you're going to do it and whatnot. And it dissipates energy when we do that. So this renewal of our word ritual is a way of keeping our energy nice and clear and strong. And also, if you notice that you're just always breaking your word about something, you might want to stop saying that you're going to do it. You might want to say, just be more honest. Like, if you're constantly saying, I'm going to start this exercise regimen and you don't do it, maybe just be more honest. Maybe be like, my body doesn't feel that good right now. I have some pain issues. I think I need to get some massages, get some stretching. I need to feel better in my body before I embark on an exercise regimen. And I commit to getting those massages, and I commit to learning how to do stretches that help loosen me up. That's what I'm going to do instead. And it's just, being honest with yourself and being realistic about what you really, really want to invest your energies into. So this practice over time creates such a concentration and such a magnetism and it just opens portals that can really remain closed unless we learn how to be purposeful and consistent and honest and in alignment with ourselves and our actions. So having a complete alignment between your thoughts, your actions, your emotions, your words, that's incredible magical power. You're almost unstoppable at that point. Which is a point that most of us never get to just because we don't learn how to do it, and we don't, you might find yourself in the same sort of rut that I was in for a long time before I knew how to do a simple ritual to get back on track, where you have intentions and you execute on them for a while, but then they just sort of, fall off your radar. You forget about them because you feel disappointed in yourself. You feel frustrated that you slipped up. It was too hard, whatever. So I love the renewal of my word ritual because it lets me have a level of consistency and honesty and sort of like making amends with myself and my commitments to myself. Just like if I really let down a loved one, if I promised them something and I didn't deliver, I would need to make amends with my loved one. It's like a simple way to make amends with myself and to make amends with the divinity inside me in the form of, in this particular prayer that I use and that we use in Wealth, I address that divinity as Hermes, although I think that divinity could have all sorts of different names, but I work in the Hermetic tradition and the Greek, Roman, Alexandrian, Egyptian sort of tradition, so Hermes is a great name for that. So yes, I encourage you to try this. I encourage you to commit your word to an alchemical journal practice, or if not an alchemical journal practice, something else that you really know will serve you, that you're really excited and interested in doing, like maybe some kind of daily meditation practice or something else. And when you slip up, when you forget, when you just get a little bit lazy and you don't do it, don't give up. Don't throw up your hands. Instead, do a simple renewal of your word ritual. Go to a crossroads, give a little offering, say a little prayer, turn back around without looking backwards. The thing about not looking backwards, it's not like some, thunderbolt from the sky is going to strike you and kill you if you dare to look behind you. It's nothing like that. It's just that it's a symbolic way of reaffirming that, okay, I've acknowledged my break in my word. I've given an offering to my inner divinity to help me keep my word better in the future. And, that's behind me now. And now I'm going on my way again. So the renewal of our word ritual is very, very powerful. And give it a shot. Thank you for listening.